Imagine this. You're walking through an ancient forest. The air is cool, the trees whisper, and every plant seems alive, aware, as if it knows its place in the universe. To the ancients of India, this wasn't imagination, it was reality. For them, plants were not passive. They were kin. They were doctors, guardians, even citizens of the state. This philosophy was written down over centuries on palm leaves and scrolls, in texts we now call the Samhitas, the Puranas, the Arthashastra, and finally, Surapala's Vrikshayurveda. Together, these texts are more than science manuals. They are a love story between humans and trees. And in today's video, we'll walk through each one, discovering how ancient wisdom still speaks to our modern ecological crises. Our journey begins with the Charaka Samhita and the Sushruta Samhita, two foundational texts of Ayurveda. Charaka Samhita, written between the 1st and 2nd centuries CE, approached plants with the precision of a surgeon. He classified herbs by taste, or rasa, potency, or virya, and post-digestive effect, or vipaka. Imagine, over 1,800 years ago, plants were being profiled the way we talk about nutrition labels today. Sushruta Samhita, written between the 3rd and 4th centuries CE, on the other hand, emphasized how we gather plants. He wrote, "Harvest in the right season. Offer respect to the plant before cutting. Never strip a root bare." Doesn't that sound like sustainability, a term we use a lot today? Picture a village healer, barefoot at dawn, collecting bark only when the moon was waning. He isn't following superstition. He knows bark cut at the wrong time loses its potency. Ginger dug in monsoon is weak. Ginger dug in dry summer burns with the fire Ayurveda values for digestion. Both Charaka and Sushruta remind us, plants have rhythms, and meeting them at the right time is medicine. And their preservation methods? Fascinating. Shade-dry herbs, not sun-dry, so volatile oils don't vanish. Store in glazed jars. Fumigate storage with neem or gugaloo, an ancient pest control system. Science meets practice. Ritual meets sustainability. That's the Samhitas. A few centuries later, we find ourselves in the world of the Agni Purana. Here, planting a tree wasn't just farming, it was worship. The Purana describes Vriksha Pratishtha, the proper way to establish a tree. Plant mango and jackfruit in courtyards where families gather. Thorny trees like babel should stand on the south side of houses, natural guards against wind and trespass. Shade trees on the west reduce summer heat indoors. An ecological design hidden inside a ritual. The Purana even tells us which stars are auspicious for planting. To us, it may sound astrological. But the hidden message is ecological. Plant in the right season, when survival rates are higher. And sacred groves? They weren't metaphor, they were conservation. By tying groves to taboo and story, people preserved biodiversity where laws never reached. Even today, walk into a kavu in Kerala or an oran in Rajasthan. You'll feel the difference. Cooler, quieter, richer. The Purana's wisdom lives on in these groves. Next, we step into the Arthashastra, Kautilya Chanakya's Manual of Statecraft from the 4th century BCE. This isn't poetry, it's politics. And yet, ecology is everywhere. Chanakya's state had dravyavanas, specialized forests for mango, sandalwood, bamboo. Each had a superintendent, fines, and even attached processing industries. But the real brilliance lies in the detail. He treated seeds as policy. Good seeds were a matter of state survival. Secure the best seeds, align sowing with rainfall, treat them before planting. This was empire-level strategy. Forests were economy. Trees along highways provided shade, but also boosted trade. Irrigation networks ensured harvest resilience in drought. Fines discouraged tree felling. Rewards encouraged orchard planting. Chanakya even wrote, "A king must see plants, animals, water bodies, and minerals as his citizens." Tell me, is that not more progressive than many governments today? And finally, we arrive at the 10th century CE to Surapala's Vrikshayurveda, the first complete treatise on trees. Surapala was no mystic in a forest. He was a court scholar, but his text reads like a farmer's notebook, a gardener's diary, and a priest's hymn, all at once. Let's explore some highlights. Kunapajala, his famous fermented manure, animal waste, oil cake, honey, black gram, boiled and fermented. Sounds strange? Today we call it compost tea, biofertilizer. Modern trials show it boosts growth and pest resistance. Seed selection and treatment. Choose seeds from the healthiest plants. Wash and soak them in herbal decoctions or cow urine. Dry them before storage. That's early seed priming. Modern agronomy confirms it improves vigor and storage. Soil preparation, pits lined with ash, bone, and manure. Today we call that biochar plus compost. Surapala knew it 1,000 years ago. Propagation, grafting and budding with wound dressings of honey and ghee. Antimicrobial sealants, before grafting tape existed. Watering and pest management. Scratch stems, apply herbal pastes, fumigate with smoke. We call this integrated pest management today. And yet, Surapala didn't stop at science. He disguised science with rituals, plant under certain stars, chant mantras, offer water at dawn. Why? Because ritual enforces discipline. It makes science durable. That's the genius of Surapala, science plus spirit. From the Samhitas, we learn to see plants as healers. From the Puranas, we remember plants as sacred. From the Arthashastra, we understand plants as the backbone of the economy. And from Surapala, we realize plants are part of our very destiny. Together, they built an ecosystem of thought. And in a time of climate anxiety and soil loss, they remind us: harvest respectfully. Make ecology sacred again. Govern forests like treasure. Blend science with ritual. These weren't just texts. They were survival manuals. And they still are. So, when we look at these ancient manuscripts, we don't just see ink on palm leaves. We see an inheritance. A rhythm of life that says, if you care for trees, trees will care for you. This was Vriksha Ayurveda, science and spirit woven together. In the next part of this series, we'll step out of the manuscripts and into living fields where this wisdom still breathes today. If this journey intrigued you, the full blog is waiting for you. You'll find the link in the description box below. There you'll get sources, deeper details, practical tips, and even a hand-picked list of books that can take you further into this wisdom. Go check it out, explore, and maybe even try a few of these practices in your own garden. Because Vriksha Ayurveda isn't just history, it's a seed, and it's waiting to grow again.